Are these tiny little IEMs better, or can they even keep up with the studio grade open back headphones? When I went looking for a pair of IEMs, I found the Truth Ear Zero Blue. Okay, you can see they are in fact blue. I want you to keep in mind throughout the whole review the price differences. Those are 150, these are 47. So first thing I want to get into before I even talk about the unboxing and the ear tips and whatever is comfort. Get one thing straight, I always hated IEMs. I mean, they fall out, they hurt, they feel like something is fucking stuck in your brain. I hated them. The only like in-ear headphones that ever worked for me was like the Apple AirPods and whatever, you know, and even those would still slip out. But I did some research before I bought these, and I found out I was actually putting in IEMs wrong the entire time. I did not know there was a method to put it in. I always just tried to shove it in. So I'll put the thing up on the screen now, but essentially you just lift your ear up like that. But once I figured that out, they fit in perfectly and I didn't have to worry about them slipping. I started on the small ones and those got painful after a while. And then I moved on to the large ones and those were actually very comfortable for me. But for some reason, they got super, super itchy. I'll do a close-up of the ear tips, but you can kind of see it's like this matte coating on it, and I think that was what was causing the itchy feeling. So I did some research and I found ear tips that won't decrease the sound stage, but they do make them a lot more comfortable, and I don't get the itchy feeling anymore, and they stay in my ears and I barely even notice them. So what I got was the SpinFit CP 145s, something like that. I'll have them. I have these headphones and all the ear tips and even my DT990s linked below with my Amazon affiliate link if you want to help me out. But I highly recommend these ear tips. One of the reasons these ear tips are so good is it swivels around with your ear, so it kind of form fits your ear a lot better than just trying to force it straight down. Now, if we're comparing the DT990s to these new pair of IEMs that I have, I think I'm still going to prefer these over-ear headphones. And honestly, the biggest reason is not even necessarily when they're on my head. It's this cable. What is this called? This fucking slinky cable is amazing. Okay, I can have the headphones on my head and walk over and get a drink out of my mini fridge and sit back down and not have to worry. But with these headphones, even if I'm working on my like school MacBook right here, they're kind of getting pulled. Like, just the cord has nowhere near the same length. And I mean, it's nice if you're traveling around to have a shorter cord, but when I'm sitting at my desk, sometimes I want to be able to reach and grab stuff without like having my ears pulled out. I think a massive advantage though these do have over the DT990s: no headphone dent. Okay, I know we're all trying to escape the headphone dent. You can tell a gamer immediately by his damn dent in his skull. Here's a quick look at what you get in the box with the Truth Ears. It's nothing like, you know, crazy fancy, but at $50, I was super surprised with the amount of ear tips. I mean, you even get the foam ear tips in there, and the detachable cable is just such a nice feature. And honestly, this cable is super high quality. If you want to take them off, you can, and it's super easy. It makes them a lot more portable, or if your cable gets chewed up by your dog or your cat or something, you can replace it pretty easily, and I think that's always amazing. I forgot to show it in the close-up, but it also comes with this little carrying case right here, and it just opens up like that. You can just drop them in. I was using this when I was using it with my Steam Deck, actually. Before this, I had a pair of IEMs, and yes, I did still hate them. I barely used them, and I would only really use them if I had a migraine. But you can tell the difference between this just piece of rubber, non-detachable, and this braided. It feels a lot more delicate. It doesn't like tangle up as much. And because you can just detach them from the headphones, untangling it has never been an issue for me, even when I was taking it, you know, around with my Steam Deck. So now we're finally going to get into the sound and how it feels to game with it. I have two focuses. So I wanted something that is amazing for competitive gaming and gives you, you know, as much of an advantage as possible out of audio, while trying not to sacrifice great audio for music and playing more cinematic titles. And I'm going to be flat out honest right here. if you're looking for something that gives you competitive advantage out of these two, the Truth Ear Zero Blue win night and day. And this has been my experience. And let me explain myself for anyone that may not agree. So what I like to think of soundstage is like the radius around your head at which a headphone can display like a sound cue, pretty much. I hope that makes sense. I'm not the best at explaining this type of stuff, okay? I just have a basic understanding of it. But think of it like a radius, okay? Some headphones have bigger radiuses, some have smaller. And that does help with the accuracy of where footsteps are coming from, because if it's wider, then you get a more pinpoint precision. So these do have a wider sound stage, but I think it's how they're tuned. I'm not an audio engineer, so I'm not for sure. And a mix of how they're tuned and the open back, but it seems a little bit muddier when I'm trying to hear footsteps or like lots of different gun sounds from different areas. It kind of meshes together a little bit more, while these have a lot more like audio accuracy and clarity to me. Like with these, I can tell like the moment someone's about to peek me in Counter-Strike. I could not do that with the Barry Dynamics. And don't get me wrong, as far as competitive advantage goes, I don't think any headphone is going to make you necessarily better. But I do think having better audio accuracy with something like these will make you a lot more confident when going into fights, and it just gives you a lot better tools in your arsenal to use while you're playing a game. I am going to mention though, I did like the open back headphones. I know this might be weird. I know a lot of people hate that, but I hate just hearing my breath and my muffled voice. I hate that. I liked being able to hear it through this, but I'm getting used to it, but it feels super weird. I don't know how people like it. If you like noise cancellation or like a super good seal, these open back headphones are probably not going to be for you. If your neighbors are, you know, raw dogging upstairs and they're just loud as fuck, you're going to be able to hear everything with these. So it's not for everyone. Now I'm going to talk about more cinematic gameplay. And this is where it gets super muddy for me. And I honestly haven't even fully made up my mind. So I'll just present you guys with my experience and you can make the choice yourself. So by far, on very extremely immersive games, the DT990s should beat these any day. Okay, but I found the audio accuracy just made things so much more intense. I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding, the first one, on my Steam Deck, and my God, walking through a BT zone, just knowing exactly, like hearing all the audio cues and like it's so intense. It makes me so anxious in like a good way. I feel like I'm playing the game as intended. That being said though, it is a little bit worse audio quality, so you can tell there's a bit of a downgrade. So if you're looking for something that's really good for music, these might not be it unless it's like soundtracks for movies or something. But every time, I'm not even joking, every single time there's lightning in Death Stranding with these in, I looked outside to see if it was raining. Every single time. It was ridiculous. I felt so stupid because it literally happened like 5 times in one day. And if you were to only have one pair of headphones and you do have a Steam Deck like my other review, you can watch that or whatever, I would say these probably went out. And I'm still split on whether I want to take these or just use my AirPods, because God, these are just so much better of an experience. But being wireless, just fully wireless with a Steam Deck, like whenever you gotta pee, just put it down and walk away instead of put it down, unplug. I don't know what to do with that. It's a hard decision. Okay, time for the final verdict. Okay, if you're on a budget or you want a competitive advantage, Truth Ear Zero Blue any day. They genuinely surprised me with how well they worked for just $47. I mean, honestly, if you're just looking to try out IEMs, these are perfect, like first ones just to see if you would like them or not. If you're like me, I know many of us who watch a lot of tech reviews got these Barry Dynamic DT990s, and they're probably getting worn out by now because these were big a couple years ago. You might be better off trying these than getting this new headband. I mean, I think it's like 50 bucks. Okay, I completely lied. It's 20 bucks, but I don't know where I got the $40 from. Still, worth a shot, okay? Worth a shot. All right, if you want to write a 100-word comment about what headphones you're using in the comments, please do, because that would help me out a lot. 100 words. You can use AI if you wanted to. If you really want to just make sure your grammar is correct, you can write 100 words. That would help me out so much. Thanks. I got a lot of subs on my Steam Deck video. And in that video, I said 500 subs, I can get monetized. Turns out I read it wrong. So I can get YouTube memberships now, but I still can't get AdSense money. So now the real goal is 1,000 subs. And we're getting close there. That Steam Deck video was amazing. Everyone loved it. That made me super happy seeing all the comments of fellow Steam Deck users watching it. I want to start making stuff that's not just tech reviews. I am just having a lot of fun with it, but I just don't have a lot of money right now to be buying new stuff and making videos on it. I will make a video on my Artisan Zero mousepad eventually though. I know it's kind of a bit late for that, but it's still just my favorite mousepad for Counter-Strike and Valorant type games, so I'll probably make a video on that.